Hi, welcome to our EDC 1200 assignment 2. In part 1, the issue.
There's a big difference between urban and rural Malaysia. One of the major differences that can be seen between rural and urban is their standards of living. Our rural children today cannot afford to eat properly, dress properly, and to have proper education. Therefore, our urban children need to be aware of the existence of the group of rural children and to mediate the difference through making a difference by giving helping hands. In the United Nations Human Development Report for 2004, that Malaysia is now one of the countries with the highest income disparity between the rich and the poor in Asia. Malaysia has the largest gap, where the top 10% is 22.1 times richer than the poorest 10%. Wealth refers to the assets and income-producing things that people own: real estate, savings accounts, stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. However, one of the three main fathers of sociology contributed to our understanding of the sociological perspective, to the nature of social change, and to the nature of social inequality. According to him, class is based on wealth, power, and prestige. Social class, a grouping of people with similar levels of wealth, power, and prestige. While social stratification, it is the division of society into groups arranged in a social hierarchy based on access to wealth, power, and prestige. Where people rank in stratification system influence every part of their lives in profound ways. For instance, what food they eat, where they shop, clothes they wear, school they attend, income they earn, how long they live. Compare and contrast on rural and urban area. Of course, firstly on the physical environment. In cities, the houses are made of bricks, and condos we have high-rise buildings. But for rural area or the villages are made of woods. And transportation-wise, in urban area, beautiful cars, buses, public transportation. In rural area, bicycles, most of them walks or even motorcycle. And in rural area, all the clothing, they were wearing non-branded clothing, second-hand clothing. Most of them are donated by somebody else. But in urban area, people are wearing nice clothing, branded accessories, beautiful clothes. And lifestyle-wise, in urban area, things are much more complicated, sophisticated. They go to shopping complexes, shopping centers to shop, and they are wearing the place that they hang out, the things that are using digital gadgets, and the food that they eat are fast food. Whereas in rural area, kids are no longer playing with digital gadgets. They're playing with sands. They're playing in the water, in the sea, in the river. And the places that they hang out are markets, maybe jungles, forests, or even waterfalls.
Part 2. The event as curriculum. In the early childhood sector level, as educators, how are we going to mediate the gap between the rural and urban children? Through a series of teaching episodes, we do believe that the sense of appreciation will be instilled in children towards the urban children. The first activity is storytelling. Through storybook, it ignites the interest in children. It also assists children in deepening their understanding of difference between rural and urban area. The story is about these two mice living in a town and city. Town mouse paid a visit to his friend who lived in the countryside. The country mouse was happy to see his friend, so he prepared a fine feast for him. The town mouse looked at the fruit and the car of corn with hatred. Therefore, he persuaded the country mouse to accompany him to the town and see all the good things there. The country mouse was really surprised to see the things there, such as nice buildings, delicious food and drinks. But as soon as he settled down to enjoy a fine meal of cheese and fruit, a big cat leaped in through the window. And the second activity is role-playing. After the storytelling, children can now use the puppets to act the story out. Through this, children are engaged in talking and sharing what they have learned from the storybook.
That big city, I can see hotels and lot of things. When I can see a long train. I can also see 3 hotels, and I see swimming pool.
The third activity is scrapbooking. Through real-life photos and images, children are able to relate even more with their lives, living in the city and village. There are different themes in these scrapbooks, namely physical environment, transportation, clothing, and lifestyle. And the next activity is encouraging children to give a helping hand in order to overcome disadvantage and marginalization of groups in the community. For example, allow children to participate in charity events through donating clothes, books, or stationeries to those who are from low-income families. Besides that, through participating in the 30-hour famine event also could help children to be aware that the children from other countries do need help too. Finally, by organizing field trip to urban area for children, it enables them to really experience the life in rural areas, such as living in the wooden houses. By having this, it can also reduce the discrimination in the community from the children towards disadvantaged group of people.
From the activity of storytelling to the scrapbook of comparing urban and rural area given by the teachers in the classroom, children are able to relate to their individual selves, which also relates to the axis of class. From performing the individual selves in the classroom, children are then brought into the collective individuals that require them to enter the community to give helping hands to those who are in need.